I'll be as sweet as pie tomorrow. Oh, you know it. You know I'm gonna manipulate the fuck out of you. And you're gonna eat it up and you're gonna watch me. Well, you suck a fucking fat dick. I recently was diagnosed in 2023. Was it 2023? It was like recently diagnosed with diabetes. Oh my god! 5.8. That's totally normal. Hey, I swear, 5.8. That's a normal blood sugar. So that's a non-scale victory. My blood sugar levels being at a normal fasting. It used to be fasting was like at 10, at least 10, 11. So I am like just really happy. Yes! All right, what are we gonna eat? I think it's the baba ganoush. Eggplant every day keeps the diabetes away. Yes, it does! I have no more diabetes. I have no more diabetes. I have no more diabetes. Goodbye, diabetes. Goodbye. Yeah, my doctor didn't want to put me back on Ozempic either. It's kind of a problem. Well, it is a problem, a big enough problem. So let me get to that first. So I have my kit. Now I did eat maybe like an hour and a half, maybe an hour and a half ago. So it's not going to be like a fasting blood sugar. But even my fasting blood sugar is like pretty high. So we're ready to go.
Take notice here that the time says 3:49.
I'm such a baby with the finger picking. I hate it. It startles me, just like getting your ears pierced.
And now the time says 1:01. Take from that what you will.
316. That's really high from what I gather. I'm not used to the MGDL. Usually it's MMOL. From when I was in Canada, I had that machine.
Okay, so MGDL stands for milligrams per deciliter. MMOL is millimoles per liter. Using an online conversion calculator, 316 mgdl is approximately 17.6 mmol. This is insanely high, and there's no way she's able to regulate her blood sugar.
So my blood sugars have rocketed in not that long. You know, I know I'm not taking care of my health. I mean, it's not rocket science. I mean, you know, anyone with eyes can see that I'm not taking very good care of my health.
But I thought we were all assholes for pointing that out. How many times have you raged since you've been in Kuwait about how much of a healthy queen you are now that you're—
I wanted to clarify something because I know in one of my previous videos I said that my sugar was like 6. What I meant by that was recent, not too long ago. Like within the past month, I've had my blood tested. Everything was normal. I'm not feeling the greatest because I'm not, you know, doing much to improve my situation health-wise. And that you can't escape from. But people don't seem to remember how people think I'm more unhealthy and eat more here. That's not true. My highest weight was in Canada. I was 402 pounds at the hospital. My blood sugar was 17. It's now like 6. The last time I weighed myself here, I wasn't 400. You know, maybe 370. It's been averaging out.
Rule number 1, Chantal lies.
316. When I fast and wake up, I take my blood sugar. It was 230, around that. So, which is still high. It should be like I think around 100, if I'm not mistaken. So, I went to see a doctor here about it. You know, I told Salah my blood sugar is pretty high, and he said, I'll take you to a doctor tomorrow. Whenever I took my blood sugar for the first time, it was like 369 when I took it that night.
The fact that your blood sugar was 369 and your husband didn't immediately take you to the emergency room tells me everything I need to know about him.
It was after a day of not eating very well. And so I told the doctor about my problem. My blood pressure is also high. So before I go on any medications, I just want to give it an honest try for now with diet and exercise, which they did say is the main thing that will help if I reduce some weight. Reduce weight, watch what I eat. Of course, they say limit carbs, which I understand now, processed, like limiting the sugar, because I have a problem regulating sugar now. So I need to really limit that in my body, at least until I can get this under control. And then I'm gonna go back in a month's time, and if my blood sugars are still out of whack, I'll have to go on medication. So I'm really wanting to give it, you know, try harder than I've ever tried in my life. I don't think I've ever really tried super hard, because when it gets really hard, which it really is, I just give up. You know, I just give up.
All the way back in 2018, there's references to her being prescribed metformin. Metformin is an anti-diabetic medication, but it's also possible this could be related to her hormonal issues. But it definitely got the diabetes conversation started. But let's jump forward a bit. Let's jump to Diabetes Gate of 2020. You see, Chantal had been posting things like this picture of her leg and ankle, which looks a lot like diabetic dermopathy. Then, at some point in 2020, we got this community tab post where Chantal says she has bad news and her blood sugar is very high and she will be put on a very strict diabetic diet plan, and her doctor is referring her to a diabetes clinic. She says she's shocked by the news and blames everyone else for telling her she's a failure, but she's going to take control of her life and change her content to be all about health. Decided she was going to do a juice cleanse right after finding out she was diabetic. But don't worry, guys. It was just her impulses, and she's going to listen to her doctor and take her health into her own hands. If you didn't hear her the first time, she made sure to rage about it in all caps. She never had diabetes, okay? The diabetes talk continued off and on throughout the year. I'm not including every single instance because we'd be here until New Year's. In 2021, she also had to take a trip to the emergency room because of a giant boil on her fupa. Shout out to the Thailand boil. Her doctor was again concerned about the diabetes that Chantal conveniently doesn't have when she's hangry.
So about 5 days ago or so, I noticed a little painful lump developing on my fupa, which a lot of you don't know what a fupa is. So let's go to Dr. Armchair for a lesson, shall we? Oh, hi there. Dr. Armchair here. So, the fupa, fatty upper pubic area, also known as the mons pubis, is a rounded, fatty tissue lump above the genitals. There you go. I hope you feel a lot more educated. So, I had this little lump developing, and it grew quickly over the subsequent days to a very large mass with purple reddish around it. And I thought it's probably another abscess or something like that, like I had back here, and I had to get it lanced. So I decided, because it could be infected, it was very large, that I better go to the emergency. So I talked to my doctor yesterday over the phone, and she's very concerned about my diabetes. My blood sugar was 14 fasting, which is very high, and she wants to start me on Ozempic, which is supposed to help with appetite, with weight loss, and with blood sugar regulation. So I have to go in to see her to talk about that, because she has to show me how to do the needle, how to do the injection. So I'm going to be seeing her about getting my diabetes under control.
She went for the follow-up, but you guessed it. She wanted fast food on the way home and had this to say about the appointment.
So I saw my family physician. I got a script to try the Ozempic, which I have to go to a pharmacy and get. I finally got some blood test results. And I know a lot of you are going to think I'm lying. Because I've been when I tested my sugars, they were high. Yesterday I tested it. It was high, but I had some juice, right before testing it. So, but the A1C is different than just testing your blood sugar. This is, A1C is over like a 3-month period or whatever. So my doctor had ordered A1C a while ago, and the A1C, she said, was 6. But So I don't know what's going on with that. Because 6 for A1C is not diabetic. I mean, I guess that's good.
No, Chantal. A1C of 6 is not good. If you're being honest, which we know rule number 1, Chantal lies, 6 is pre-diabetic. For someone that at this point has struggled with diabetes-related health issues for at minimum 1 year, you know absolutely nothing about it. And of course, we all remember the iconic video where she cured her non-existent diabetes by eating lakmas and doing coke.
Okay, let's see. Oh my god! 5.8. That's totally normal. Hey, I swear, 5.8. That's a normal blood sugar. So that's a non-scale victory. My blood sugar levels being at a normal fasting. It used to be fasting was like at 10, at least 10, 11. So I am like just really happy. Yes! All right, what are we going to eat? I think it's the baba ganoush. Eggplant every day keeps the diabetes away. Yes, it does! I have no more diabetes. I have no more diabetes. I have no more diabetes. Goodbye, diabetes. Goodbye. Yeah, my doctor didn't want to put me back on Ozempic either. Now, what am I going to do to keep it that way? Well, walking more was, I think, helping. Maybe walking for 5 hours helped. They say it helps with your blood sugar levels. I'll be as sweet as pie tomorrow? Oh, you know it. You know I'm going to manipulate the fuck out of you. And you're going to eat it up and you're going to watch me. You mad? Well, you suck a fucking fat dick.